Happy Friday. I'm so excited to be doing this live today with Kaylee. Hopefully she will be able to get on here. You know, there's always, I hope I'm on the right page. Hey, Amanda, I hope I'm on my page. Kaylee, there you are. Request to join. Let's see if we can get you in here. Hey, Cheyenne. Hey, everybody. So tell me, and Chantal, how are you? You guys are awesome. There she is. Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I thought we were further apart, but we're not. So it's not that early in the morning for you.
It's not too bad. It's 9 a.m. So
Awesome.
I'm pretty awake. Yeah.
Good. Good, good, good. So we wanted to get together and just talk about things that everyday things that affect our health.
Yeah.
Kaylee is like a pro at balancing hormones, and just we do so many things every day that people don't realize affect our health and our hormones, right?
Yeah, this is the big conversation that I have when women come to me and we're working one-on-one to help them with, perimenopause symptoms or postpartum, these
Right.
shifts in our life where our hormones are going through a lot. And they're automatically like, well, I need to balance my estrogen or my progesterone's low. And we look right at the sex hormones. But really what we have to do is we have to back it way up and we have to look at our lifestyles, because it's the routines, it's the habits and the choices that we make repeatedly every single day that are building up and creating the imbalances in our body that then show up in our hormones. So when we try to just treat the hormone, like taking an estrogen supplement or a progesterone supplement or taking DIM to help get excess estrogen out, we're really fighting this losing battle, this uphill battle, because we're doing little things every day that we don't realize are keeping us stuck in the imbalance. And so
it's like you can't just treat the symptom. You've got to pull out the problem and make changes in your life.
Yeah. And I think beauty is one of the big areas that a lot of us don't realize. I personally started to become aware of this about 15 years ago when I started my own health journey. I was told that I had a boggy liver. And I was like, boggy liver? What?
I haven't heard that phrase.
Right? And so I'd had like thermography scans done, and I'd been going to, different doctors because I was dealing with autoimmune conditions and panic attacks, and I would break out in terrible rashes on my body. I had been diagnosed with 11 food sensitivities, and I kind of thought I was health conscious.
Right.
And so it was like, what's going on in my body? And then they were like, you have a boggy liver. And I'm like, well, I don't really drink that much. Like, I'm occasional glass of wine out with the girls or whatever. And I was like, I don't understand. So I started learning about this and trying to figure out what was going on. And I had these sensitivities too, like fragrance. If my now ex-husband, but then if he would wear cologne, I would get terrible headaches, and I would react to different products that I put on my body all the time. And so what I realized was, as women, when we get up in the morning, our morning routines expose us to anywhere from like 130 to 170 chemicals a day.
Isn't that
and our
crazy?
Liver,
Yeah.
it's like terrifying.
Yes.
I think in the European Union, they ban like 1,500 chemicals, and in the United States, we ban 32. And there's no regulation over the beauty industry, and a lot of people don't know that. We just assume, like I used to assume, if it's on the shelf, it's must good. Be safe. Yeah. And that's not true. So my body had this buildup of chemicals from a lifetime of habits that I didn't think twice about. Like, get up, take a shower, my soap has chemicals. Wash my hair, my shampoo has chemicals. Put lotion on, my lotion has chemicals. Right. Put makeup on, my makeup has chemicals. And so on the day goes. Put deodorant on one of your major detox areas, and you clog your pores and your lymphatic system with chemicals. And your liver has to process all of that out.
It is. Yeah.
What women don't realize is that the liver is also responsible for processing stress and our cortisol. It's responsible for processing out hormone metabolites. Like once our body is done with it and the die off and all that, it's responsible for processing out excess estrogen. So, but it's going to prioritize crazy chemical number 5 that was in your blush before it prioritizes something more natural and organic like estrogen. So sometimes that's a big block to healing. We're out there changing our lifestyles and taking supplements, and we're
Doing
fighting
so many things and not realizing that we're causing so much damage
and
with just simple.
also not realizing that, you know, like I get so many women who come to me and they're like, well, I have weight loss resistance or this unexplained weight gain, and they're dieting and they're exercising harder, they're eating less, working out more, but really it's their liver. And so they're like, how come eating less and working out more is not working? Well, your liver is still clogged up and now you're spiking your cortisol. So we have to get to the root ways that we can support our body, and detoxing the liver is one. Cleaning up our routines, especially our morning routines as women, is another big one.
Right. And coffee has a lot to do with that, which is probably the first thing that we drink, right? I mean, it's not only, it's everything. But you have a little system to help people do that detox.
Well,
get all those toxins out.
Yeah. I talk to my clients about their morning routines. And so, yes, that would include things like, what are you showering with? What are you putting on your face? You know, that's obviously included, but it's also the little habits, like we need to balance our cortisol. So first thing in the morning, you know, within about 10 minutes of waking up, you want to try to get 10 minutes of sunlight. That's actually going to help to regulate your cortisol, but also your melatonin. So with hormonal imbalances, a lot of what we hear is insomnia, difficult falling asleep, difficult to stay asleep. And that actually starts with your morning routine.
Right.
So getting that 10 minutes of sunlight. I also see a lot of women, you know, working out harder and harder and harder, like I said, and they're getting less and less results. And it's like, what do I do?
Yeah, because it seems like you have to work harder and harder as you get older. You know, I'm a little ahead of you in that. And it's like things started changing. Nothing worked the same way, you know, and then getting the hot flashes and all those things. It doesn't have to be that hard. It just doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 46 and I was always someone who loved to train hard. Like the more I sweat, the more I pushed, actually the better I felt.
Right.
So one day I didn't. And it was like suddenly the workouts that brought me great results, so much joy, helped me with my mood and my confidence, were just swelling me up and inflaming me. And I was like gaining weight instead of losing weight. And when I actually started to pare back my workouts, to focus on getting in a daily walk in the morning, you know, still getting my lifts in, but making things low impact, cycle syncing with my workout. So I wasn't going so hard, you know, the week of my period. All of a sudden, everything started to lean back out. I didn't have to eat less. I didn't have to train harder. I had to get in tune with my body.
Right.
And I would say walking in the morning is one of the best things that you can do if you're struggling with that.
I agree. Getting that sunlight in and just, I mean, I agree. I feel like a workout for me changes my attitude.
Yeah.
You know, it just, but then, you know, we don't have to work so hard as we get older. It seems almost unfair, you know, like you're getting older, you should be doing what you're saying, winding down just a little bit, being a little more kind to your body instead of pushing it so hard.
And that's the message that's really been delivered to us, you know. And for me, it was a really hard mindset shift because I knew I wasn't lazy, but I felt like, you know, I wanted to work out hard. Yeah. And I felt a little bit like it wasn't fair, you know, like I really want to get you
doing the workout if you don't work out hard, you know?
Yeah. And I felt like I was supposed to be setting this example because that's what I've been doing on social media for the last 7 years. And that if people saw me slowing down, listening to my body, you know, it was going to feel like an excuse. And I had to work on that mindset for myself and understand that our bodies go through phases and we need different things at different times. And if I'm lead by example, then I have to actually be the example and slow down.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I'm with you for sure. I think we agree on so many things. And for me, I, I was so aware of things I was eating. You
Mm-hmm.
know, what was I putting in my body?
Yeah.
But I wasn't so conscious of what I was putting on my body
Yeah.
until a few years ago. And then I had some reactions to what I thought was good skincare.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I know there's more involved in that. What we eat plays a big part in what our skin looks like, but traditional skincare and traditional makeup just did not work for me. I was having reactions to it.
Yeah.
And I finally found a makeup and products. I mean, you know, I was a candle burning, lotion wearing, you know, all the things, and just realized that all that has to stop. So I began to really be aware of what I was putting on my skin, and finally found some things that actually work better than what I was using before and are good, or in my opinion, a better choice
Yeah. And I'm
for me.
curious about that because when I work with some of my clients on making the shift, sometimes women's symptoms will get worse before they get better,
Exactly.
shifting to the natural product. So what was your experience like when you started shifting? How long did it take for you to see things turn in the direction you wanted them to go?
It took a while. I mean, like my skin reacted to some skincare if anybody's been following me, I've posted pictures of my horrible face. It took a while, and I first went to a doctor about it. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, their answer is a steroid cream, which actually thins your skin. It's not good for you long term at all. And then I just kind of like pushed everything away and slowly added in natural things.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that I can't anything with what traditional skincare has, all the products that are anti-aging and everything that everyone tells you you need to use. I couldn't use. Now that I know there are people that can and will continue to use them, but I can't use them. My face reacts. And then I found this makeup that comes in a little compact, and you get basically, instead of putting on one layer of foundation and then attacking, you know, piling on things, you only put color where you need it. So for one, it's minimal makeup.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into that, you know, I'm not into a super made up look,
Yeah.
but you only put color where you need it, and it's minimal ingredients. Like you could compare this makeup to any of the major brands, and there's going to be an ingredient list this
Yep.
long, and these products contain 11 to 14. The only reason it can't be called vegan is because it contains beeswax, and that's to hold it together.
Right.
So,
And
I
I
mean,
did look at the ingredients when, when I first found your page and we started chatting, and I was really impressed because one of the things that I always struggle with when looking at makeups is like I flip the back over and there's at least 20 ingredients,
right.
and there's at least 3 or 4 that I'm like, I need to Google that. I don't even know what that is. But the ingredients were recognizable, the ingredients were minimal. And I like what you just shared about how you just put on what you need.
Right.
And I was actually speaking this past weekend, I spoke at a wellness experience here in Dallas on hormone health. And I was talking to an esthetician, and she was talking to me about how when she first started her business, she used all the traditional products with her clients. And what she noticed was people's skin never really healed. It was like she was constantly treating problems, but they would get, temporary results, but they always needed her. And she started researching and she started looking at cleaner products with fewer ingredients, safer for the skin. And she started switching to natural products, and she found that her clients, which maybe isn't good for business, maybe is, but they could come to her less and less and less because their skin was actually healing when she took these abrasive things out.
Right.
And so we were talking about the fact that our skin, which a lot of people don't know, which is our biggest detox organ,
Mm-hmm.
it has a microbiome, just like our gut does. It has a community of good bacteria that's actually working for us. And so many of the products and makeups that we put on our skin destroy that microbiome.
Yes.
And that's why our faces become so sensitive, so reactive. And then we're absorbing. I mean, your skin is very absorbent. You know how there's hormone patches, there's patches for smokers, right? There's vitamin patches that your doctor will give you. Why do they do it in a patch? Because your skin is extremely absorbent and everything's going straight into your bloodstream. So we have to consider that when we think about what we're putting in our skin. It's
Yes.
going right in our.
And I really feel like something you just said, like the issues that I had with my skin were caused because of all these harsh things that I was using for all these years. I had done just about every skincare system from a dermatologist, not to knock them, but I was really hard on my skin. And then my skin just finally had enough. And now I'm only putting natural things on my skin, and it is doing so much better. And when you realize that you can put something on your skin that isn't just, and not, I'm talking about the skincare that I use, but that isn't just covering up an issue or masking it, but actually heal it and make it better. So I just feel like I want to scream it from the rooftops. But so many people don't know that.
Yeah.
And they just continue to do damage. So especially our age.
Yeah, and I think it's an accumulation of things, and that's why a lot of times we see the symptoms showing up in perimenopause, and like adult acne suddenly showing up during perimenopause, because our skin is trying to push the toxins out.
Yes.
And so excess estrogen being one of those things, our livers are just working so hard and our skin is trying to help. So when we see that, it's a sign that, maybe your liver needs some support, maybe your gut needs some support. And so, I have specific tools and resources that I use with my clients to help slowly. It's a 2-point process. Like, number one, we want to look at, like you said, what are we putting on?
Yeah.
How do we start to reduce the number of toxins that are going into our body? So is your morning routine giving you 170 toxins, or is it giving you 7 toxins? Because your body can handle a little bit. We're not saying that it's ever going to be perfect, right? But then you also have to go in and do the work of saying, how do I flush out what's already in there? And one of the things too, with the weight loss resistance that women see at perimenopause and the weight gain around the middle, is when we have that toxic load and our liver can't process it out, our body's going to take those toxins and store them away in fat. That's to protect us, to protect our organs. So the more toxins that are in circulation, and we're not having bowel movements as much as we're supposed to, people are chronically dehydrated, chronically constipated. If you're not having 1 to 3 bowel movements a day, that's one of your body's main ways of excreting toxins. So, what's going on in our skin starts to reduce our toxic load. What we're putting in our body that helps our gut and our liver helps us also reduce our toxic load by being able to flush out what's already in there. And so it's this 2 parts to the healing journey.
Yes. There's no one thing that you can do that's going to fix everything. But I think there are a lot of women that really do want to make some good changes to live better, feel better. I mean, because that's what it's all about, is feeling good and being able to enjoy your everyday life,
Yeah, exactly. When those toxins start to build up, especially they're building up in the gut, if we're dehydrated, if we're not having regular bowel movements, there's a direct connection from the gut to the brain. And that's been scientifically proven now. So women are struggling with more and more brain fog. Anxiety is rampant amongst women.
Doom cloud.
Yes.
Just not feeling great.
The irritability, and then it's like you kind of have the guilt because you're irritable and you're fussing.
You're in a bad mood. Yeah.
And you're like, is this just me? Why am I like this? I'm trying not to be like this. And it's not you, it's what's happening inside your body, and that inflammation is going to the brain.
Yeah. I'm very intrigued by that. I love it. And I've begun doing digging myself on all those things, on changes that we can make, because it does all start, in the gut. And then if you can eliminate what you put on your body, and a lot of the things that people put on their body, they're just thoughtless. They're not putting any thought into it. And it's time that people think about that, not just what we consume through our mouth.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I love it.
and I've been a holistic health coach for 15 years. And as I started going through perimenopause and I started to notice changes in my face and changes in my skin, I mean, I succumbed to the temptation of like, well, this product says that it's going to, you know, boost my collagen. And this one says it's going to get rid of my wrinkles. And this one says it's going to brighten and get rid of my sunspots. And it was like, I found myself for a short period of time trying all these things that people were talking about because I was sort of shocked at the suddenness of the aging of my skin.
Right.
Then when I was able to really take a step back and be like, okay, but what is this? What is my body telling me through this process? What does it really need?
Right.
And I shifted back to my natural products. I added in a lot more stress management, nervous system regulation, working on my cortisol. And I started doing face yoga. And I was going to say, I'll post in my stories or I can send it to you, my before and after picture, just from starting to work on balancing my hormones and doing face yoga.
Oh,
And
I'd love to see that.
it's shocking. I told my fiance the other night when I just happened to, I was like, my skin's really feeling good. And I went back 3 years to when I felt really self-conscious about my skin. And I pulled up 2 different pictures. And I didn't realize 3 years ago the amount of damage that I had on my skin until I put the pictures side by side. Yeah. It was really shocking. And I didn't heal that with any harsh products. It was working on my hormones and just face yoga, which was just a lot of massage with like one good quality product that could protect my skin's microbiome and not damage it. And creating that circulation.
Yes.
And getting the blood flow and the nutrients to my skin so that, you know, the good food that I was eating could actually help contribute
to good
that turnover, that cell turnover in your skin. Yeah.
It's everything is amazing. I'd love, we'll have to switch some links for sure about, because I'd love to know more about that. I'm sure people watching would love to see the difference that can make, because that big change, I mean, like we just said, there is no simple fix, but that big change is what people are going for. You know, like they want to see a difference, but they just want to do it with one thing, and it's going to take some work to get
want
that.
It quickly.
Yes.
That's why. So when you switch to the more natural products, how long do you feel like it took for you to start to see a difference in your skin?
I noticed immediately, like within a few days, like I knew my skin was either going to, because my skin was so reactive to anything that I did. So I was like, well, here goes nothing.
Yeah.
I thought this is either going to be good or my skin's going to fall off, you know? And I noticed when I started in the first week, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so much better. I could see healing. Now I still looked, you could still see the damage. But I could see that it was better. And I would say it took me at least 30 days to look almost normal again and to see, you know, a good thing in my face to where I wasn't like, oh, don't look at me, you know, because I was actually having a form of dermatitis and flaking, like just so much texture on my face. Not cute at all. Not funny. No one should. I mean, my husband would get up and look at me in the morning and say, oh, does your face hurt? I mean, that's pretty bad.
That's so hard. And of course, we want like an immediate fix when something like that happens. And I have to say that for me, it took a little bit longer. There were subtle things that I could notice when I really got into the clean products and started switching everything out and doing my face yoga. I definitely saw subtle changes, and those were encouraging enough for me to keep going with it. But
I'm like you. I don't think I was completely healed in 30 days. I feel like I'm still getting better. Yeah. So it is a process, but I knew enough, like you said. I saw signs. It was working, and I was going to stick with it. Yeah. So.
And yeah, that's how I was. And I say it was after like 7 months that I was like, okay, we're on.
Okay, here we are.
Like, let's do this. And I love that. I think as Becca was just saying, no filters, like love seeing normal skin. Like, I don't have a light on my phone. This is just the lighting in my house. And I mean, I'm wearing a very little bit of makeup. I have like tinted moisturizer on. That's it. Just has like a little SPF and a little bit of tint to it. And I'm just not a big makeup person, and I think people look beautiful when they know all
Yeah.
that. I just never really learned, never got like super into doing a lot of makeup, and I'm not good at it. So I like something minimal. I like a little compact, something I can just slide into my purse if I want to just touch up to feel a little bit better, brighten things up a little bit. And I was saying yesterday, we had a photo shoot for our soccer club, and I don't even own lipstick. I stopped using lipstick because other than fragrance and tampons, it's probably one of the most toxic products out there that women put on every single day, multiple times a day. So I've been just like a clear, clean chapstick girl for years. I did wear lipstick for the photo shoot last night, and I was like, this is weird because
I saw your stories. You got a fairly clean one from
Gwen
online.
Stefani had lipstick.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was gifted to me when I was speaking at this clean, or this wellness experience.
Right. So the thing about this, the makeup comes in little metal tubes, little tins like this. You pop it out and you put it in, you create a compact of what you want. Like if you're only gonna maybe touch up under your eye where you think you have dark circles, or you struggle with blemishes, or whatever your thing is, or maybe you just want a little bronzer on for color.
Yeah.
You create a compact just for you. This is, you're not, how many over in the past years have you bought makeup, or I have, if you're not a big makeup person, you may not have, but bought a complete compact of all these things and only use like one or two of the colors, or one or two of the things in them. So it can be as detailed or as minimal as you want, but it does start with a color match, which I can do digitally, but the picture has to be taken. Believe it or not, it is so accurate. And we started doing this during COVID when we couldn't get together with people. So it's really cool because you can do it from your home, and I can color match a person from my home, and it's very accurate. So I just need people to tell me like what kind of look they're going for. Do they want a full glam? Do they want just natural everyday makeup? And what their issue is to them, on their face.
We all have different goals.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's great because I do I own makeup. I have a eyeshadow kit, and just like you said, it's really funny. I put a little eyeshadow on this morning. When I open it up, it's like the 3 that I use are practically gone. Yep. And then like 8 in the compact that I've never even run a brush through.
Why buy a whole thing? We don't have to do that anymore. And plus, minimal ingredients mean it's better for your skin. My skin feels better when I wear makeup than when I don't. It's hydrating. Creams are hydrating. They're different. This is the biggest change for me, and especially as an aging person, creams move with your skin. A liquid foundation or a powder foundation will set on your skin. And so when we smile and when we laugh and we have fine lines, we're just
creases.
Yes. Creams don't do that. They don't set. And it's kind of amazing. So I love it.
Anyway. So, one of the things that I do in the morning when I get up is part of my morning routine. I do a little bit of face yoga with like a good facial serum that can get through like the top layer of skin and actually get into that dermis where it can nourish, where our collagen and our elastin production is. But also, I think one of the things we don't think about is we have a lymphatic system. It's in our face, our neck, like all the places where we have folds are like the big places. And it's kind of like the garbage disposal for our body. And that's the system that's going to help flush toxins out. And so
that's where we get puffy, and
where all the puffiness comes from. Yeah. And so when I wake up in the morning, I'll do like, a little bit of tapping to kind of stimulate the blood flow. Really, the lymphatic system is right under that first layer of skin. So we don't want to press hard because then you almost bypass it. You go into the muscle, but you just want to like stimulate that. So it's under your eyes, behind your ears, down your neck, and then you can pump right there. So I'll do that in the morning, or I'll just very gently pump this area to kind of stimulate that flow. Little bits of massage, throughout this area. And then just like very feather-like touch down my neck. And a lot of times when I do this, I'll feel everything start to drain. I start to need to clear my throat. You know, it's like, it actually helps my allergy symptoms. My skin looks brighter. The puffiness goes down. It reduces dark circles. And it's something you can do basically as you're putting your moisturizer or whatever on, as you're washing your face. You can do these little 1-minute lymphatic drainages. And then when you do put your makeup on, it's kind of like you've already got that blood flow. You've got that oxygenation going to the skin. And then you just enhance your natural look.
With a little bit of makeup instead of a lot, because you've already done something that was so good for your skin.
And
Makes a lot of sense.
It's going to help your skin heal again. So you're putting less toxins on, but you're also helping to flush things out. So those blemishes that come up through our facial skin, if we can support that lymphatic system a little bit and help flush things out, it can come out in a more productive way than coming out as adult acne.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot more to it than that, but you know, that's one helpful thing that over time, it has a great compounding effect.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Well, you guys, we'll have to do a part 2 or something on this, but follow Kaylee, and we're going to each post some links.
Yes.
Just for how to get into her knowledge for what she's doing. And if you're interested in anything I'm doing, we have one for that as well. So
yes. So
anything else we need to
links.
What's that?
And send us your questions, because I know a lot of people will watch this not live. You guys are watching this after, so
we'll keep an eye at the beginning. If you have a question, wait until it gets posted, and then put the question there, and we can come back and answer that. Thank you guys all for watching. I missed many comments, but thank you.
Yeah, me too. We'll come back and answer them. But thanks for having me. It was so fun to chat with you. And
I loved it. I appreciate you being here.
All right.
Have
a great day.
Have a good day. Have a good Friday, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.